I work with American Indian youth across the state of Montana. And to do that, you have to understand the history of our tribes. It is a history that has only been in place for 100 to 150 years. You see in the picture, hair was cut, they were forced into different clothes. They were given a different culture from their own one they practiced for thousands of years. We have a lot of students adapting to that approach. The pedagogy of school, they're successful, but as you can see in this slide, we can do a lot better. Our rates are almost 20% less or more than graduation of non-natives. Within our schools, we bring in successful state and national programs that help low-performing schools in high poverties improve their situation. But our Indian students still continue to struggle. They are often 3 times higher to drop out than our non-native students. Identity is very important to all people, and our American Indian students have a strong connection to their land, their languages, and their culture. They also are connected to their tribal ways. Unfortunately, some connect to this and some do not. What we see is once they truly connect to this and they begin to love who they are, connect to their culture, learn their languages, learn their ceremonies, it benefits them in every way possible. It is often easy for them to associate with this because it is within their genetic memory. Their blood and their bones remember these things. For our schools to be successful, they should mirror the community, the good of the community. Oftentimes, our schools look like this on our reservations. If we infuse the school into the culture of that community, we'll see better results. Infuse the school in the culture of that community. This slide talks about different cultures. Sometimes it is difficult for our students if I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what you understand. Some of our kids have said that. These different varying cultures brings frustration and often confusion to our kids. According to those early statistics, we got to quit doing this, putting a square peg in a round hole. It's not working no matter how much we trim it up or try to adapt to it. And you can see that we're losing too many kids to dropouts and to suspensions. Our schools look one way. 4 walls and a roof. They go through those hallways, they go to work, and it is often a very competitive atmosphere within our schools. Get better grades than this kid. We got tests coming. We got CRTs coming. Very competitive nature, dog-eat-dog, American style. Our communities look a different way. Within our communities, we have a collective ideal of support. Relatives support relatives. And there's a balance and an emphasis on strong relationships. You see these kids, they're part of a family. A school pushing a competitive attitude versus a community collective approach brings confusion within our children. At powwows and ceremonies, most of these kids are the most respectful, humble kids you would ever see. I'm often surprised at how they act in a school setting. So it's simple, really. I ask students, how would you treat a guest in your home? All of these native kids say we'd give them everything. We'd give them the shirt on our back if we needed. I ask them, why do you treat some of these outsiders coming into school the way you do? Because that school is not our home. It is simple, really. Infuse education into the culture of the community, and good things will happen. Youth will respond to the smell of sweetgrass in their halls. They'll de-escalate when they have an elder sitting there supporting them in a talking circle instead of going to a behavioral health specialist. These practices work with our kids. The MBI principles that we are starting to work with Susan Bailey Anderson is very similar to the tribal values. The universals are very similar to what we practice out at the tribal levels. So if we build a school around that climate, good things will happen. The stories that teach respect, honor, fortitude, courage can be told to our youth from our elders and our knowledge keepers. This is only the beginning. An equal representation between the 2 cultures of American Indian students that they are asked to live every day can only bring good things. We blur those lines between school and communities they are in and bring the both of both worlds. These are the initiatives that we're working through on Graduation Matters and the MBI School Climate Grant. And with the support and leadership of Denise Juneau, we're breaking new ground by connecting to old values and old strategies. Strategies that teach relationships, trust, humility, and courage. Working together by bringing the good from all education systems will only bring a brighter future for our youth, our communities, and our countries. We are turning these quotes into a reality because we can't continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. Thank you.